Trudeau apologises for Canada's 1939 refusal of Jewish refugee ship.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ottawa, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau formally apologised on Wednesday for the country's 1939 refusal to take in a ship carrying more than 900 Jewish refugees, adding that the country would do more to protect Canadian Jews from violence. "We apologise to the 907 German Jews aboard the St. Louis, as well as their families," Trudeau told the House of Commons. Vigils were held across Canada in the aftermath of the attack. Jewish Canadians are understandably feeling vulnerable, and there have been calls to protect synagogues and other places that are at risk of hate-motivated crimes, Trudeau said during his parliamentary address. Shimon Kofler-Fogel, head of the Centre for Israel and Jewish Affairs, applauded Trudeau's historic apology and his pledge to expand security measures for Jewish institutions. Earlier, Trudeau met with Anna Maria Gordon, the only surviving Canadian passenger from the ship, and her family members, and spoke about the need to fight antisemitism. In May 2016, 6 months after taking office, he stood in Parliament to apologize to the descendants of hundreds of passengers of the Komagata Maru, a Japanese vessel carrying Sikh, Muslim and Hindu migrants who were refused entry into Canada under 1914 immigration laws.
This post received a score of 40,530, with an upvote ratio of 78%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Greater than MS St. Louis was a German ocean liner. In 1939, she set off on a voyage in which her captain, Gustav Schroeder, tried to find homes for over 900 Jewish refugees from Germany. They were denied entry to Cuba, the United States, and Canada. The refugees were finally accepted in various European countries, including Belgium, the Netherlands, the UK, and France.
Little talked about, but there was a worldwide prejudice against Jewish people before World War II. They were the evil Muslimi of today's evil rhetoric. Even in Canada we had anti-Semitic movements. We joined World War II to save UK, not the Jewish, Polish, Gypsy, etc. US, NATO had even declared Israel Pro-Fighting Party as a terrorist organization post-World War II. Jewish even had to use defunct German World War II fighter acquired to arms dealers to conquer Israel and ironically start their own regime. P.S. I condemn any form of oppression.
Assume you meant condemn there, and not condone.
Come on, don't put words in his mouth. Nothing wrong, a bit of oppression and human suffering.
They are done on behalf of the institution of the government, because it's the same institution that rejected Jewish refugees. To give an analogy, take a corporation that violated someone's rights and now has to pay restitution. You can't just replace the owners and employees of that corporation and then argue no restitution is owed because none of the people in that corporation have done anything wrong. The institution of the corporation is still at fault and is still held responsible.
In Canada, saying sorry isn't an admission of guilt.
In case anyone thinks you're joking, this is true. It's called an apology act. Saying sorry isn't an admission of guilt or liability, it's simply an expression of sympathy or regret.
And that's why we apologize all the friggin' time.
Nah, it's the opposite. Canadians apologize all the time, so a law had to be enacted. Don't try and hide your natural apologetic tendencies behind laws.
Sorry about that.
Truly sorry.
Greater than, we apologize to the 907 German Jews aboard the St. Louis, as well as their families, Trudeau told the House of Commons. We are sorry for the callousness of Canada's response. We are sorry for not apologizing sooner. It's unusual for Canadians to be slow to apologize. But this was the right thing to do.
Sorry it took so long.
What happened to the Jews you denied?
It's the second paragraph.
There's an article.
All this time I thought Reddit posts consisted of only a title and a comment section.
There's a title?
I just click on the collection of insults and rants.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.